Yo, yo, what's happening, world? B Marsh Boxing. Back at it with another boxing video. What's good, boxing heads and fight fans? So I just watched this Dennis Hogan versus Jaime Mungia. Jaime Mungia defending his WBO junior middleweight title. I think, what is that? One, two, three. This is the third time. No, actually, one, two, three. Fourth time he's defending his WBO title. And I would have watched this fight the night it happened, but man, there was too much stuff going on, too much boxing. You know what I'm saying? I was already watching Clarissa Shields on Showtime. Then I was also watching that FS1 card, you know what I mean? I just couldn't three fights at one time. I just couldn't do it, man. I just wanted to concentrate really and truly on the women's fight. But I got around to watching this fight right here. Dennis Hogan, man, if I had known this fight was in Mexico, I probably would have tuned in, really and truly, live and direct that Saturday night. You know what I mean? Jaime Munguia, 22 years old. That's the excuse they're gonna make for this guy for not being a complete fighter. But I thought he actually lost this fight. You know what I mean? I had it 7-5. After 10 rounds, I had it 6-4 in favor of the man Dennis Hogan. You know what I mean? If Dennis Hogan was had packed more punch, you know what I'm saying, especially in his right hand and overhand rights, he was landing them at will. You know what I mean? And the left hook. The man had much more punch variation than the man Jaime Munguia. Not to mention his lateral movement, you know what I mean? He just was on some movement, you know what I'm saying? Kept moving towards his right, trying to make the man Jaime Munguia have to set up his feet. Jaime Munguia, he himself needs to learn how to cut off the ring, you know what I mean? The kid got a lot of flaws, man, and I'm not gonna say he's getting exposed, but it's only a matter of time. I think his days as a world champion are numbered, you know what I mean? I'm sure he gonna make the excuse if he hadn't already, talking about it's hard to make 154. He's a big 160. He's a big kid who should be campaigning at middleweight. But really and truly, man, with still no signature wins on his resume, best fighter he beat, in my opinion, is Liam Smith. Because we all know that the man Saddam Ali is not a true welter, a super middleweight. Excuse me, junior middleweight. You know what I mean? But Jaime Munguia, man, needs to sharpen up his tools, man. He needs to work on his footwork, work on some footwork drills to get to have quicker speed on his feet, learn how to cut off the ring, and also learn how to move his head. You know what I'm saying? He's the type of guy when he gets hit with a big punch, it's not hard to tell that the punch phased him. You know what I mean? There was a big punch that Dennis Hogan caught the guy with in round 10. You know what I'm saying? An overhand right that stumbled the man. Jaime Munguia, you know what I'm saying? It's either two things happen right there. He really got stunned by that punch or he doesn't have good balance. Either way, it's a recipe for disaster when he does fight any top tier junior middleweights, which he won't. You know what I'm saying? He's fighting on his own. All the best junior middleweights in the world, 154 pounds. They fight on I'm sorry, on Showtime or PBC. You know what I mean? Showtime PBC or PBC on Fox or PBC on FS1. That's just what it is, you know what I mean? Even a guy like Brian Costano from Argentina, who's been fighting in Argentina and also Europe, man, he came to make break bread with the fellas on PBC because that's where the best fighters are, you know what I mean? I would give Brian Costano, I definitely would have him beating this guy, Jaime Munguia, you know what I'm saying? I had this fight 7-5 in favor of the man Dennis Hogan. Dennis Hogan really impressed me, you know. He had only one loss on his resume, and that was to Jack Holke when Jack Holke was 154, um, lower tier WBA. He had a lower tier title, you know what I mean? But Dennis Hogan, if he just had more pop, you know what I mean, could crack, he would have knocked this dude out, probably put him on the canvas a couple times, you know what I mean? Jaime Munguia, I wasn't impressed. You see, he's a taller guy out there with the longer reach, but due to the lack of, I don't know if it's the lack of being taught or his skill set, he's there, closing the distance and winging hooks with the shorter guy. You know what I mean? Dennis Hogan was a brave guy too. He would get on the inside, bang him with a couple shots, whether it's to the body, throwing some beautiful right hands. He had one sequence where he threw a nice right hand to the body, right hand and the left hook over the top. Caught the man flush. To me, the more clean and effective punches came from Dennis Hogan all day, every day. You know what I'm saying? You know, a fighter like if Dennis, I even thought the last fight that Jaime Mungia had versus the Takashi Inui, 154 pounder, no relation to Naui Inui, the monster at 118. I thought that fight was a draw. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was a draw, and the Japanese was a wild dude. He came over to the and he brought that pain to the man Jaime Mungia. You know what I mean? So Jaime Mungia, he's getting exposed a little bit. You know what I'm saying? He's not fighting obscure guys. Really and truly, I'd never heard of Takashi Inui or Dennis Hogan before the fight. And they come over here, and this fight was in Mexico. You know what I mean? A place where Dennis Hogan should have probably left out on his back, laid the fuck out. But nah, he came to fight. Christopher Tom says, yo, but we knew that going in. What did we know, Christopher Tom? They say they're just looking for the perfect date for Canelo. Yeah, and they better not put him in it, put Jaime Munguia in the ring with anybody with a pulse before he fights Canelo because he's gonna probably lose that title. You know what I mean? There's been rumors that Jesse Vargas, a guy who Dennis Hogan actually trained with, you know what I mean, sparred with to get in preparation for Jaime Munguia. Jesse Vargas has a shot at beating Jaime Munguia, you know what I mean? Just straight off a skill set alone, you know what I'm saying? Just off the skill set alone. But, Jaime Munguia, man, it's only a matter of time, you know what I mean? And, they've been protecting him, babysitting him well over there. And, they're going to say he's 22 years old. Well, he's 22 years old and he's a champion. Champion's supposed to face other champions. You know what I mean? We already know that they're not going nowhere near any 154 pounders like Jared Hurd or Tony Harrison, Jamal Charlo, even a guy like Austin Trout. You know what I mean? Austin Trout has called Jaime Munguia out. You know what I'm saying? But he won't get that opportunity because of the politics and the networks. You know what I mean? So he's been playing it safe, Jaime Munguia, over there on the zone. And if Jesse Vargas doesn't get this man sooner than later, then Jaime Munguia will probably move up, you know what I mean, and fight anybody from Canelo to Triple G, you know what I'm saying? But I would personally like him to try unify one of those belts. Get a unification fight popping, you know what I mean? Go for the weakest link right now who does have a belt besides Jaime Munguia. Go for the winner of Jamal Charlo versus Tony Harrison. But more than likely, Jared Hurd, if he can get through J. Rock Williams, will secure that fight. You know what I mean? So this guy's what you call it, Jaime Munguia is I wasn't impressed with how he looked, man, especially his defense, you know what I mean? Doesn't move, doesn't use his hands. I mean, there are times when he's pulling out with his hands down and he got caught with a flush right hand. Boom, that snapped his head back. These are little nuances and things that he should have been covered in training camp. You know what I'm saying? So you don't get caught with these unnecessary punches and letting guys like Dennis Hogan looking out there like Roberto Duran on the mat. You know what I mean? Christopher Tom says, "Yo, B Marsh, I have difficult time catching you live these days. What time you usually come on?" Really and truly, man, I usually do my live streams in the morning. You know what I'm saying? I'm think probably like no later than 10 a.m. Eastern. You know what I'm saying? That's when I usually do it. Actually, usually at these times, like right now, mid afternoon, I don't really be doing no live streams. But if something does occur, anything worthy of talking about, then I'm on it. It's just the fact that I didn't get to watch that Dennis Hogan versus Jaime Munguia fight live, so I went back and caught a replay, found a good copy, and I was really impressed with Dennis Hogan. I gave him the victory. I think he should be a world champion right about now. Mm. Christopher Tom says, nah, that's PBC versus the Zone. But Christopher Tom says, most likely unification at 154 only after Munguia drops that 154 belt and goes up. Yeah, I don't see them get. I don't see Golden Boy putting this guy in the ring with anybody on the PBC side. And for he's basically on his own island, like Bud Crawford is with 147 pounders, all being on PBC Showtime or PBC on Fox. You know what I'm saying? Same goes for Bivol over there on the zone, all by his damn self. When all the other 175 pound champions are fighting on ESPN top rank side. So the politics in boxing once again is ruining possible fights that should happen, fights that we do need to see, unifications and whatnot. But at the end of the day, if Jaime Mungia doesn't step his game up, a good junior middleweight will snatch that title, and it might be Jesse Vargas. And Jesse Vargas just had a fight versus or he hasn't yet, but he'll be fighting Humberto Soto. You know what I mean? So we shall see. Hopefully Mungia can get the winner of that fight before he moves up. All right. Be March Boxer, leave your thoughts and comments. Let me know what y'all thought about that fight. I thought Dennis Hogan was the victor and the champion, and he didn't get the WBO title strapped around his waist. Hopefully, he can get a rematch. That's what he should clamor for. All right. Be March Boxing. I'm gone. Leave your thoughts and comments. Thanks, Crystal, for time for coming through in the live stream. I'm gonna catch